Hey guys, remember me? It's been actually forever since I posted a video, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Nothing really that interesting, just a lot of life stuff. But lately I've been getting the urge to start filming videos again, so I really appreciate all of you who have stuck around and subscribed to my YouTube channel, even though I haven't posted in forever. If you guys miss my content and you want me to get back in the swing of things, give me a shout. Show me some love in the comments, like this video, subscribe. All that stuff really makes a big difference as far as keeping me motivated and coming back to YouTube. So I appreciate you guys. I have a lot of stuff in flower right now. I haven't had this much stuff in bloom at the same time in a while. So that's why I thought maybe it was time to finally bite the bullet and get back into filming. So again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get started and check out some orchids. Up first, behind this pole on my baker's rack here, we have Rinkori's Bangkok Star. I think it's actually called Periara Bangkok Star. But yeah, this is a pretty famous, well-known orchid. I've wanted Bangkok Sunset forever, and this is a really similar one. So when I saw this plant available in double spike and for a reasonable price, I had to grab it. You can see that second spike coming along there. Really gorgeous flowers. I've always really wanted one of these. It has Aerides in its heritage, which is neat. You guys know I have a thing for angraecoids, so that's cool. That's always sort of drawn me to this orchid, and it's wonderfully fragrant and just super cool. So it's currently growing bare root. That's the way it came to me. So that's the way it's going to stay for a while, but Vandas don't do great bare root for me because I'm a home grower and it's hard to keep them hydrated. So I have a feeling eventually I might try to get this into a pot, but we'll see how it does. For now, I'm just enjoying the flowers. These ones obviously are on their way out. They're not in the best shape, but we do have a second spike coming there soon. So maybe I will be talking about this in a little more depth in a future video when that other spike blooms. Up next, this delightful little creature is Andream German Yanum. And it's a super cool little angraecoid with these really neat spidery octopus flowers. You might recall I had a big, beautiful Andream German Yanum, and I was constantly filming videos about it because it was constantly in bloom, but that plant tragically caught some sort of nasty fungal infection. It was gross. It like smelt bad and stuff. It was really gnarly. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was devastated and I knew I had to replace it. So I did pick this plant up from Andy's, and it's mounted. My other one was potted, so I'm a little nervous that I might have a hard time keeping this hydrated. We'll see how it does. It's a good sign that it's already blooming so nicely, being such a small plant. They are quite floriferous. That's something I've always loved about German Yanum. It's nighttime fragrant, has a really nice, light, sweet fragrance at night, and the flowers are just super cool looking. So glad to have another one of these in my collection after losing my last one, and hopefully it does well for me. Up next, we have a cute little Oncidium type. This is Wilsandra Calico Gem. Similar story. I had one of these ages ago that died before I had a chance to flower it. I got it a really long time ago. It was one of the first like non-foul orchids I got, and didn't make it. And ever since, I've always kind of wanted to replace it, but they weren't really available anywhere for a while. So I was patiently waiting for one to turn up, and when I saw this available, I had to scoop it up. This has been in bloom for a while. These flowers are in rough shape. The colors looked much nicer when it first bloomed, but I thought it was still in good enough shape that I could give you guys a peek at it. I don't grow a ton of Oncidiums. They can be a bit fussy and they can take up a lot of space, and there's just a lot of reasons why they're not my go-to orchid genera, but these like odontoglossum types that have sort of like the cool like frilly flowers and stuff are kind of a favorite of mine. It's a pretty nice compact plant as well, so that's nice. Pretty cool little Oncidium. Speaking of cool little Oncidiums, this is Iidium Twinkle. This one's called Iidium Twinkle Fragrance, something like that. The Iidium Twinkles are super well loved for being very floriferous. They can have way more flowers than this even, so they do pack a good punch. Even if you're not a big Oncidium guy, I think it's good to have one of these in your collection because they are very nice. They have these very cool looking little flowers and they're quite fragrant. They have a nice sort of like sweet, cakey vanilla kind of fragrance. Iidium Twinkles are definitely kind of a staple. They have a lot of flower power. Very cute little orchids. Up next here, we have a nice Dendrobium Noble type. I love Dendrobium Nobles, and they do pretty well for me when I put in the effort to take care of them, but they do require a bit of special seasonal care, so I don't collect a ton of them for that reason, but they are really cool, and I always have at least a couple of them in my collection. I do really love the fragrance of Dendrobium Nobles. This one in particular, Dendrobium Second Love, is a really nice fragrance. It has like this very sweet candy skittle gummy fragrance. It's amazing. I really love it. I have this predicament all the time where I like having nice orchids in bloom on my grow shelves because I like my shelves to look nice, but if I don't pull them off my shelves, I don't really get a chance to look at them up close and smell them up close and stuff. So I haven't pulled this one off my shelf to really get a good look at it and really get to appreciate it. Dendrobium Noble types, you may be familiar, like to have a bit of a winter rest where you don't water them much, don't fertilize them much, keep them real bright, maybe try to let them cool down a bit. That's the only way to get buds on them, and as long as you do that, they bloom really nicely, and they're very floriferous. When you take good care of them, they'll be covered up and down in buds, and the fragrance is amazing. So really cool. I love to have this one, and hopefully it does well for me, and I can get even more flowers on them in the future. I've seen like videos and pictures of like super well-grown Dendrobium Noble types, and they always like blow me away. I do kind of have a weakness for them, so really love these guys. Jumping down to the bottom shelf here, we have a couple nice phals in bloom. I don't buy a ton of complex hybrid no ID phals these days, but once in a while I see one and I can't live without it. That was the case with this one. I saw this at like a grocery store and was taken by it and had to buy it. Obviously it looks really cool, almost like one of those cool like Norman's phals, so I had to scoop that one up. I used to have a good deal of phals, and I ended up giving a lot of them away and stuff because we do get bored of those as collectors, obviously, but I started to kind of miss having phals around, and I wanted to bring a couple back into my collection. So this one is stunning. I love it. I've had it for a while. This is the first time blooming it under my care, and I hope I can get really big, gorgeous display on it in the future. This was a rescue. Someone brought me their dead orchid and wanted me to bring it back to life for them, so I did, and it's looking nice. Definitely not one I probably would have bought for myself, but it is very nice, and I'm glad it's doing well. Maybe I'll try to return it to the person who gave it to me to rehab, or maybe they'll tell me to keep it. Who knows? Either way. And another Oncidium type. It's funny, I've been talking about how I don't like Oncidiums, but I seem to have so many of them right now. This is Berregiara Rose Glow, Francine Rose Glow, I think it's called. I've always wanted a Nellie Eiler. I do like it, but I'm not wild about like pink in general. The thing I like about the Nellie Eiler is the reddish color, so I definitely I'm not crazy about it. I feel like I should have held out and just got a Nellie Eiler, but this one bloomed pretty red at first. The colors just kind of faded a bit with time. I definitely don't regret buying it. They can be a bit fussy. We'll see how I do with it. There's another nice little spike coming. We'll see. Very, very cool. Definitely not mad at it. Very cute little Oncidium. Up next here is Catlean Orange Walker, and you've probably heard me talk about this orchid before. I definitely have a bit of a history with it. Sort of similar story to some of the other plants we talked about today. I had one back in the day a long time ago that ended up dying on me, and I've always kind of wanted to replace it and try again. There's certain orchids that I try to grow and they die and I give up and I move on, but there's certain ones that I just can't let go, and this is one of them. I just knew I wanted to try it again, so I tracked down another one. They're not super common in the trade, it seems, so it took me a while to find one, so when I did, I was really excited, and I'm doing my best to grow it, but I do have sort of a love-hate relationship with this plant. It has this weird issue where the new growths and the new leaves tend to blacken and rot off sometimes, and it drives me nuts. I know that's a problem we all deal with as orchid growers sometimes, but I typically don't have that issue with Cattleyas. It's just like it shouldn't be happening, and I can't put my finger on what exactly the issue is, so I'm working on it. It does well enough for me. Obviously, it's blooming, it's nice. It's strange, and it definitely is frustrating, and I think that's part of what makes this orchid so tantalizing to me. I can't quite figure it out. Obviously, it's doing well enough for me, but I want it to grow better. It definitely seems to have something kind of unusual in its heritage, like maybe Bratonia or something kind of strange like that. It's definitely got a kind of funky look to it, which I think is really cool. Okay, last but not least, I have something really special. I've never bloomed anything like this before. It's a totally new genus of orchids for me. This is Daa Uniflora. You may have heard of Daas. They are absolutely stunning, and if you're anything like me, you drool over the pictures that people post of these. I have a real weakness for these kind of funky, difficult to grow orchids like Masdevallias and Pleurothalids and stuff. This is sort of like that, where I kind of feel like I have no business growing one of these, but it's doing fairly well for me. I've had it for a while. It's my first time blooming one. I have a couple. My other one isn't doing so well, but this one is in bloom, and it's actually got 2 more buds coming. I am kind of stunned, honestly. Typically their spikes are quite tall, but mine is coming up on this like nubby little spike. I don't know what's causing that. If you know anything about Daas and you have any idea, let me know. It definitely seems to be a bit early in the season. Maybe that's part of it. But yeah, they're definitely not easy orchids to grow, and it's a miracle that I flowered it, honestly. I'm not going to sit here and claim that I know what I'm doing. I think I just got kind of lucky with this one. All I do is just try to keep it bright and moist at all times. Don't give it too much fertilizer. They like kind of pure water. Try to keep it cool. I don't think they like to get too hot. They're from Africa. I really don't know as much about them as I should. I got to do some research on them, but I just had to give you guys a look at it because I'm really kind of stunned that it flowered, and I'm super excited to have this one in bloom. I just wanted to try to give you a closer look at it. The flowers are so cool. They have that sort of like non-recuperant, interesting shape where the lip kind of points up, and I love the buds before they open. They almost look like a cool like a rosebud or something. I love the foliage as well. I'm just fully obsessed, and I'd like to learn more about these and maybe try to pick up a few more and see if I can't start a little collection of Daas, because I have a real weakness for these kind of heartbreaker orchids that are difficult to grow but really beautiful. Let me know if you have any experience with Daas. I could use all the help I can get. I just thought this would be a great finale for this video. Honestly, this is sort of why I filmed today, because I'm like, I can't let this go by without being commemorated. So had to show off my lovely Daa Uniflora. All right, my friends, I guess that's it from me for today. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you missed my content, you want me to come back to YouTube. Let me know if you hate my content, you want me to go kick rocks, that's fine too. Let me know down below. But I do sort of miss doing this, and I intend to get back into it. Let me know what you guys are up to. I really do like hearing from you guys. I'm not just saying that. I really enjoy reading your comments, and I'm sorry I took such a long break from YouTube. Let me know if you guys sort of have ups and downs with your plant collections. I know as hobbyists, our interests can kind of ebb and flow with time. I appreciate you guys sticking around through my ups and downs, and I hope to hear from you guys in the comments. I will talk to you guys soon.